Hello! So today we're going to do two things. We're going to fix nails and we're going to look at something about how to crop pictures and how actually to use more pictures from one series than we maybe thought we could. Because sometimes when you take a series of pictures, you might run into this thing that they look very much alike and then they can't be made as something which can go up against each other on a wall and look nice. Here's an example of how we handle that. So we have this these photos here, and obviously we can see they need to be cropped because they are not. There is when you shoot, don't shoot too close. You can always find out how do you want it to be. So this one was obviously gonna be cropped very close, and the interesting thing is if you crop this to 1:1 cut, you get a very nice thing. You can see that here. Yeah, okay, so that's cropping, and now we come to the next one here. It's the same thing. Let's see how this was cropped. You can see up here boring, down here boring, so this should be cropped. Let's see if it's this one here, like this, and then we get a nicer picture. And lastly we come to this thing I mentioned about using photos from the same series, because let's see, where is it? It is here. This one and this one looks quite similar. You see the hands are placed, and but the boy does something interesting. He looks straight at the stomach and kisses it, and that's another one. It's the last one. This one and this one, apparently they are too much like each other, but there is one way to handle that, and that is to go very close. So we get, I think it's this one behind here, this crop, and now we got something which could look interesting. If you hang it on a wall, you would go this one here and this one. That should be smaller, so I'm trying to make it sort of like how something like how it could be done. This is also pretty much like how it ended up being, how the order from the customer went, something like that. And the idea is basically, you can see here that the kid has more or less the same size head, but the story goes, there is this theme of the pregnancy, still the pregnancy and the kid, and here just the kid and the pregnancy. So it becomes a story. Okay, so that is interesting. But now I will jump to something you will run into very often, and that is to how to fix a girl's nails, because usually you have someone here who likes their nails. This is pretty obvious. There is some design in it, but you can see it's a while ago since they had their nails done. So obviously we need to fix that. So what we do is we take a brush. This is not a very difficult operation. The diameter should be sort of like a little bit like this, and what we do is, you can see there is some on nails, they're usually a shine area, and that is sometimes long. Here is just down there, same place more or less. You can see here on the kids' nails they're longer. We don't fix those. We could also clean them up and so on, but that'd be ridiculous. But the woman's, so we put a sharpness which is sort of like, let's put the hardness, I mean, we put that to like here, and the brush to, that's too big, like here, that's fine. good. And now we will start to redo it. So you'd have to take the line down here and then just move it up a bit. So we're just moving the nail a little bit down. You can see it comes in here. There you go there. Oh, I think I've used it too rough sharpness. So I just scale it down a bit because I want this to be a little bit. I think I want to use a bigger brush. This is a little bit, the first attempts when you do this is like finding, is this the right brush? And now I'm going back because I'm going back in my history because I didn't quite like how it turned out. The first attempts on a nail is where you find out, okay, this is how this gonna work, and then when you got it, then it's quite easy to do the rest. So see, now I have got my brush right, and I got my setting sort of right here. There's some stuff here we're gonna put up here, a little bit like this. See, now I removed the shine thing. It's a bit of a shame, so I'll just erase my way through it. The shine was around here, so I just put a little bit of shine back, and then I will continue over here, fixing the nails. It's not always they will ever notice. Sometimes they'll just go, oh, I guess my nails were okay that day. I was a little bit worried, but when I received the photos, they actually looked okay. Surprise. Okay, so we could also give her a straight up manicure. There's these things here. Should we do that? It's very easy. So I make an extra copy of layer. I just want to show it here. I made an extra copy. I press noise, dust and scratches. I put 3 here, and you can see they disappeared. That's good enough. So I make a mask on this layer. I invert the mask. See, here come all the details back, and then I simply go on those areas which I would like to soften up. So I have this tool here now, and I'll just sort of like take these small white things here, and then I'll make the skin a little bit easier, and her nails will be a little bit more pretty. Yes, and then when is there not a nail up here I forgot? I completely forgot. Yes, I completely forgot that one. I'll just take to do the cloning now. I just go back to the cloning on this also. That's alright, and then I go to them, remove those small things here. It's not really important, but it's okay. Let's see how is the nails doing now all together. It's just, we're only looking at the nails. I'll just remove so here you can see this is the difference. So now they look like they're sort of like newly done, sort of. And I'm not completely satisfied with this one up here. Let's do a little bit more on that one. See, there's this dark patch here. Want to make the nails look good. is going on? Have I put something on top of that? I have. It's up on this thing here. I must have edited. That's fine. No mind. You just have to remember what it is you're doing. Okay, so I have too many layers here of repair. So I'm just gonna merge them all. So I have the start. You can also see the kid's mouth. There was a lot of things. It's now gone. But what I wanted to focus on were these the nail issues, and just let's see if we handle it. So here we have the complete hand. And there's one thing I can see we still need to handle. This is this down there, this thing here. Let's just take it because we can. And this is like looks fine. Good. And actual pixels, so let's have a look. Fine. Okay, so that's how you do that. And there is another hand which is doing exactly the same. So I think we'll have the same issue here. So I'll do this fast now. I'll make a duplicate layer. It's because what was it I wanted to do? I wanted to, let's start by see if there's anything needs to be polished up. And I make this remove dust and scratches thing, and I press invert on the mask so it disappears again. And now we have the dad's hand. Actually, he could also get a manicure. Why not? So this is the I'm now will paint in a manicure. You can see here I'm just polishing up his nail. It's a fast job. And I'm not removing everything, I'm just taking most of it off, so it sort of like looks fine. Okay, so you can see the guy's hands before, after, so that was a very fast nail job. Here's something, here's something, a little bit there. Okay. So I'll say that's good enough. So I take these two layers and merge them. So I will still have sort of like the where I've done all the editing and the very clean raw material under it. So I can always check how it was before, and I'll just do the nail things. Very important thing is you clone from here to there. Always that direction. You can see that shade there. I want that to continue down here. And let's just paint it in a little bit. I've actually done her nail a little bit bigger than I wanted to, but that doesn't matter. I want it a little bit softer. For a second I thought I have cloned that there, but I can see it's up here also, so it's actually the natural light. There is 2. Now there's 3. That was a cloning mistake. But I'll just remove one of them and that's fine. We have this one up here. If you go too close, it might get too identical, so I'm gonna take a little bit from up here and put it down there. I need some white. That's fine. And finally here, that was bad. Control Z on a computer and we go back. Was it 2? Like that. Sorry, I must have done it 2 times. Oh, this is when there's something which is annoying, go closer so you can see what you're doing. There was this line I was getting. How annoying is that? Okay, I think we have done a nail job here now. Let's have a look. So that shade looks weird, but I have a feeling that it is actually in the original. Also looked weird there. Where's that shade coming from? Is it something I put on? Or is this just a weird shade? I'm just looking for my editing to see if I did that. That nail just looks weird. Okay, so we're gonna fix it up. This is a weird shade on, so we're just gonna make it a little bit harder, and then we're gonna build a little bit of nail there. We don't like this shade. It somehow looked wrong. I have no idea why the nail looked wrong, but it was actually in real life it looked odd. This all look okay now. I can completely overdo this, but I think the line there is a little bit blurred. It should not be, so I make it very sharp and small. I'm just gonna remove I want it to be sharp. It's not sharp enough. Then make it very hard, and then huge. It'll probably be too sharp now. And we blur it again. See this line here has to be along with the direction of the nail, otherwise it looks weird. Now I think I have made a nice nail for her. Now it's too pointy. Okay. I'm using too much time on this now. So I'm like cutting her nail now. I'm gonna leave it like that. And just do actual pixel and go before. See, it looks broken there. This is the natural thing. And after. It looks a bit pointy. It's one of these things where you didn't expect this to take more than 2 seconds, and then all of a sudden you're using time on it. Now I want to create a... I think this will do the trick. Actual pixels. Let's see. The original nail. That looks funny. This looks also a bit funny. I think I figured out what's wrong. I'm gonna actually cut it a little bit more, and I'm gonna go to an opacity of 100, because now I'm a nail cutter and I'm cutting her nail. I'm gonna just cut it sharp over like that, and this should do it. Yes. Satisfied. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it like that, and so that's how you do a woman's nails, and that's how you crop a picture. You crop to what's essential. You do not want anything else than the story to be there in the end. And a very good idea about how to do sizes is that you end up having the faces being sort of the same. So the kid's face is a little bit bigger. It could also be like this, but that's fine. That's good enough to sort of demonstration purposes. You can see this would be an okay hanging on the wall, where you have the story of the big tummy and the kid, and big brother, big sister lying in there waiting to be played with. It's a good story. All right. So I have a customer in 3 minutes, so I gotta go, but I'm also done. So all is perfect. See you around.